Hello everyone, thanks for tuning into the 8th Summer 2023 update from GavsWeatherVids. So here we go again, time to bring you yet another summer update, and we're up to update number 18. It's now time to bring out the big guns with our summer update. So we're going to look at some very important data this week. We're looking at the solar cycle summers that are occurring at similar points in their solar cycles to where we currently are in solar cycle number 25. So quite a big video this. Quite important data. So I shall get on that for you in a moment. Just say that first, a video today was our 6 a.m. UK weather forecast. I've got GavsWeatherVids sunny roundup coming up for you later on today as well. Please like, share, and subscribe on our video. Thank you so very much, everybody, for doing that. And make sure you drop a comment and let us know what you think about this and all of our videos. Thank you so very much. Thanks to Terry Scully, who's got all of the years together for us for this update. Thank you so much, Terry, for sorting out the relevant years, the relevant summers. And thank you so much, Richard, as well, for the amazing summer updates gift. Thank you so much, Rich. I love it. Love it. Thank you so much, Rich. We've got Creepy the Crab, and we're going to name the Sunbather. So I had a couple of entrants last week with a 7th summer update. We waited to get someone to put on a name picker. So if you got a name for the Sunbather there, the happy, smiling, very thin, certainly not Gav, Sunbather, and please can you post in the comments, and we'll put everybody's names onto the name picker, and we'll pick out a name in a couple of weeks' time when we next live stream. No live stream tomorrow. It's Bank Holiday Monday. We will be live the next Monday, the 8th of May. That is also Bank Holiday Monday, but nevertheless, I'm still going to live stream on that Monday. So thank you so much to Richard for the gift. Thank you so much to Terry for getting me here together. Thanks so much to Shryan as well. Hashtag Team Gav. Working away on our summer updates. Thanks so much, everybody. Right, let's crack on then. So this is outside disc is looking on outside of this today when I am recording this video, which is actually on Tuesday the 25th of April. You'll watch this on Sunday the 30th, but I'll be recording this on Tuesday the 25th because we've got a very busy week. I saw out a historic video for Bank Holiday Monday tomorrow. So, actually today, when I'm recording a video on the 25th of April, so activity designated by SoHam.net is at low levels. However, we have just had a very big spike in activity. So, we've had our most intense Aurora Borealis for a very long time, actually, across the Northern Hemisphere. I think it was visible right the way from Northern Scotland all the way to Southern England, which is very unusual. That occurred a couple of days ago, or a couple of nights ago, on Sunday night, wasn't it? And I think that was the most visible Aurora Borealis of the century, so I heard. So, the sun is in quite an active phase at there. We are moving towards solar cycle. The maximum solar cycle 25, I should say, was moving towards solar maximum. And so Terry has picked out, suns that are very close to this point in their respective solar cycles, heading in towards the maximum phase of those solar cycles. So the first summer Terry has picked out for us is 1957. This one with a mid-Atlantic ridge going up towards Greenland and a trough of low pressure over and to the east and southeast of the country, and winds are coming in from a north or northeast direction with this summer. So quite a cool and unsettled summer. However, it does have a hot June in 1957, the hottest spell of the summer of 57 is actually in June of 1957, and then it turns cooler and much more unsettled later on. So very much a front-loaded summer in 1957. We've also got 1958, which is just a cool and wet summer in quite an unsettled and cool summer with lots of low pressure in off the Atlantic. There is a bit of a hint of some northern blocking as well in high latitudes within this summer. So that's a pretty bad summer that we have there in 1958. By the way, sometimes we get an overlap with some of these years. So, that's because the phase of a solar cycle can overlap from 1 year to 2 years, if you see what I mean. So sometimes there's like an overlap with some of these summers. We've also got 1968. So this one is quite a warmish summer, but also unsettled. This one has above average heights to our north, below average heights to the south. Winds tend to be coming in from the east. Quite a lot of easterly winds in this summer. It's quite a wet and relatively coolish summer as well that we have in 1968. Then we have 1979. This is quite a poorish summer as well. It does have some warmer days, but overall not a great summer. Low pressure to the north and the east. High pressure is out to the west. Winds tend to be coming in from a northwesterly direction a lot of the time in that summer. Of course, it follows on from a very, very cold winter. And then we've got 1980 as well as the next solar cycle summer that Terry has picked out for us. This is an unsettled summer with lots of low pressure over to the south, the east of the country, some higher pressure up towards northern parts of Scandinavia. I think it has a notably cool and wet August in 1980. This is our first really decent summer. This is 1989, so this was not too bad at all, with some high pressure over into the western country. It's a prolonged hot summer, very prolonged actually, extended summer. It starts in the spring, gets going in May of 1989, and it's still ongoing into September and October as well. It does have a slightly cooler August, but has a very hot July, and overall that's a very dry and hot summer that we have in 1989. Then of course we have 1990 as well, and this is another hot summer, especially so later on in July and August. That's quite a cool, unsettled June in 1990, but July and August, you know, much warmer, and very, very hot spell in early August where we get to 100 Fahrenheit for the first time. So, yeah, you know, that's a proper hot summer that we have in 1990. You see the way the Azores high is ridging in from the west and southwest, sending the low pressure away to our north and to our northwest as well. So, hot August in particular, in 18 Celsius CT. Then we've got 1999, and this is a warm but mixed summer. That's a very warm July, not quite 18 Celsius CT July, but it is in the 17, so it's a very, very warm summer overall. Below average heights to our south and southeast, above average heights away to our north and northwest. After a hot July, we have a very unsettled August. Quite a warm August, quite a humid, sultry sort of month, but overall that is another warm 1990 summer. And then we have 2000, which again has this higher pressure to our west and northwest, lower pressure to our south and southeast. Winds often in from an easy direction, quite an easy summer. Quite a wet summer as well. This one has some warm spells coming and going. It's not one of the better summers of the 2000s. You know, it's at the poorer end of the range. But nevertheless, it does have some warmer days, and a few heat waves are in there as well. In the summer of 2000, it does have quite a cool, quite a wet July, which, although relatively warm and humid, you know, is quite unsettled and wettish sort of month. And then finally we've got 2012, so the least said about this summer, the better, of course. This one is a very, very poor summer. It's up there with the worst summers, really, in modern times. It has a very strong northern blocking. It's sitting around Greenland. Trough of low pressure around the north and the west of Europe. Some higher pressure across southern and southeastern parts of Europe. That's where the hot weather was that summer, coming out of Africa and into the southern and southeastern part of Europe, but away to the north and west. It's a cool and very wet summer that we have in 2012, particularly so in June and July. August is a little bit better, but it's scraping the barrel really to find something positive. Say about summer of 2012, it's a really bad summer, and yeah, you know, very, very, very bad, up there with like 2007 really. Okay, let's put all of that together then. This is how all Junes combined are looking with our solar cycle summers. And it is an unsettled signal for these Junes, with below average heights, low pressure part over the UK and much of Western Europe as well. So a cool, wet June to start us off. This is how all July's combined to look. Now, a little bit more of an anti-cyclone signal for July, so that's the positive to take out of it. It is a slightly drier signal with higher pressure away to our west and our northwest, so it's not as wet in July, not wet a signal in July as it is in June, but nevertheless it's not great because the position of the anticyclone means that very often we are going to be bringing wind from a coolish northwesterly, possibly northerly direction, and with a trough of low pressure to our south and east at times there could be wet weather, particularly focused on southern east there, but at least it dries out a little bit when we get into July. Remember, there are variations to these. So, for example, we've got 1957, which is a very warm June, then gets worse later on in the summer. Conversely, though, we've got 1989, which is a hot July, very hot July. So there are always exceptions to any rule, but overall it is a mixed picture for July and a very bad signal for June. And then this is how all August combined looking, and again it's a very unsettled signal overall with these solar cycle summers, I'm afraid, approaching solar maximum. We have a trough of low pressure, this time centred over much of northern, just over much of Europe, to be honest. It's a trough of low that's engulfing most parts of Europe in these summers, so an unsettled signal. Again, could be exceptions to that. So, for example, we've got 1990, which is a hot August, especially in the first half. Always exceptions to any rule, but overall, these solar cycle summers do look really quite mixed indeed. This is how the overall summer analogue is looking for these solar cycle summers, and it is a mixed signal with below average heights, low pressure covering many parts of Europe, but into some higher pressure away to the north and the northwest, close to average pressure away to the north and northwest, but all that would do is favour winds off from a northerly or a northeasterly direction. Thing to drink to if you want a hot summer, I have got 1989 and 1990 in the mix, and those are two genuinely very warm or hot summers. We've also got 1999, which is a pretty decent summer. 2000 has its moments as well, so that's the saving grace, I suppose, with these, but generally it is a mixed bag for the summers occurring around this point of the solar cycle that we're currently in with solar cycle number 25. Okay, we're done. Thank you so much, Terry, for sorting out those years for us. That's amazing. That's incredible. Thank you so much, Terry. Rather shorter update this week, but very pivotal data. So thank you so much, Terry, for that. And thank you so much to Richard for our amazing summer 2023 updates gift. Thank you so much to both Terry and to Richard, and hashtag Team Gav. Right, we're going to have a 9th update coming up for you next week, and that will be focusing on April data. We'll have both April CT and precipitation data, and that will be coming up for our 9th summer update next week. Thank you so much to Richard, Shry and Terry, hashtag Team Gav. Amazing and incredible. Thank you so much to the team. And we're going to be back on. Thank you so much for watching. We're going to be back a little bit later on with GavsWeatherVids study round. That's why I should see you in a bit for that. But for the 8th summer 2023 update solar special, that's all for now. And thank you so much for watching. Bye for now.